Oh, we're live. We're live.
I threw a scooter off a bridge in Nashville.
Yes. That was a great evening.
Spring break 2019. This was when we had really gotten tight as friends. We were going down with a buddy and his girlfriend to see our buddies. We'll call them Tex and Luke. We thought that this was basically a guy's trip.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a guy's trip to go hang out with our buddies who were in Nashville and what part of Florida was Luke in?
West Palm.
West Palm,
West Palm,
which is,
yes.
if you don't know, is like the upper echelons of Florida as far as like super nice resort that he had family, grandparents staying in.
Yes. Grandparents down there. He was down there for a college semester.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And our buddy who was driving with his girlfriend had an old Pontiac Grand Prix that he got all doctored up to go down.
I believe an 05 Grand Prix. Silver bullet, looked clean, it drove as well as a 05 Grand Prix can drive.
It got there. It got there and back somehow. Just so you have like the overhype of what we were about to go into, because we were driving straight to a Travis Scott concert in
Tampa.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Sidebar. About halfway down, Kyle's like, "Oh man, dude, I gotta shave my chest on this trip."
Oh yeah.
So Kyle shaved a different part of his chest at each gas station.
Yes. Yeah. I think I split it up into like 4 or 5 different stops. Just a little section at a time until we were completely clean and Florida ready for the trip. That's really what we were going for.
That's what it was. And a great part about this car, we didn't know this until our buddy and his girlfriend were asleep as we were going through Georgia.
Atlanta.
That the whole dashboard will just shut off.
Yeah, it's like 3:45 in the morning. I'm driving. We're driving straight through Atlanta. Still traffic everywhere because it's Atlanta. And the dash just completely shuts off.
And we
just
were like
Tom and I awake.
Thinking about throwing over to the side of the road.
Yeah,
We got to pull this bitch over. It's not working.
I don't even think music's playing in the car.
No.
I'm pretty sure we both have an AirPod in, just trying to make it through the morning hours.
I was actually writing our original movie script on a Word document.
And the whole entire dash just goes pitch black. We start freaking out and panicking. Wake the people up in the back seat, and we're like, "What's going on?"
Like, that happens sometimes.
It happens.
We're like, "Oh, thanks for letting us know before the trip."
It won't stop till you shut the car off again and turn it back on. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Just stay in the flow of traffic. You'll be fine.
Yeah. So we made it. Go to the Travis Scott concert. Kyle and I were just zombies at this point because we didn't sleep at all.
And just total side note, this is actually this was my first spring break ever. I
Same.
had never been on a spring break trip with anybody else.
I can't believe I didn't mention that.
This was the first time, which is the craziest part.
Yeah, and for us, we were just so excited to go on what we anticipated to be a guy's trip.
Yeah.
And we should say our buddy, who was bringing his girlfriend, that wasn't we were not upset about that.
Yeah,
It's they were the couple that's always together. We go from the concert to this resort that our buddy, he was working an internship at a school near West Palm. We stay at his place, and his family was at this resort. Nice-ass resort.
Super
I don't
nice.
even know the name of it.
Super nice.
We're driving through...
In the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
You got to picture that.
Probably the shittiest car on the road is a Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
And we pull up at a Grand Prix to this valet parking.
Yeah, I mean, we are driving by Porsches, Range Rovers, some Lambos on the side of the street, and we are getting looks from anybody and everybody. I mean, this half-dented Grand Prix just driving through Palm Beach.
But we felt okay about it because our buddy Luke's mom had permission for us to be there. Yeah. We were basically welcome guest. Another sidebar, which was great. It was a pretty cold, windy day the first night we were there. We go inside this resort, and they have all these conference rooms set up. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah.
There's all these conference rooms set up. They have one reserved for some company coming in. Kyle and I, we go in. They got a piano in there. Were you on the piano?
I don't know if I was, but someone was.
Yeah. We are in this conference room, and I found a PA mic.
Yes.
They had.
I forgot about that. You did find. Okay. Okay.
So
take me back. Take me back.
So Luke thinks that we're leaving and doesn't know that Kyle and I are up there, and I have just found out how to turn this mic on. And I'm talking a booming PA mic over, like with the stand up there and everything. And I say, Good morning, West Palm. This is Mr. Ziegler speaking.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I think that's the fastest Luke's ever run up to anything. Just takes the mic. We're good. We're leaving.
6'4", just sprinting through there. Get out of here. We're done. We're leaving.
Buddy Luke, who's having us,
Yelling
is just
at us.
stressing that we're doing
I mean, he's like, you guys need to stay in the main room. You can't wander off in this hotel. And then we stole like 6 pins.
Oh my God, I forgot
out.
about the pin.
Oh yeah, I still have the pin. I'm pretty sure I kept
They were
that
good
pin.
pens, if I remember.
They were great. I kept all of them.
That was the first leg of our trip.
Driving to Nashville.
We're driving to Nashville. Now, Luke couldn't come with us, so that was already like
Yes.
an Ix on the guys trip, which we
We
again,
knew that. We knew that part, though.
Yes.
We
Yes.
did know that he was not coming to Nashville.
But the most exciting part about going to Nash-Vegas was not the fact that it was the first time we're going to Nashville. Our buddy texts, when the three of us get together,
Yeah.
I'm just going to be frank,
Problems.
menace to society.
Problems.
And not even intentionally, we're just all like loud,
Idiots.
obnoxious dudes.
Idiots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're idiots.
If you put us all in, like, locked us all in a room, I don't even want to
Just
know
a
what that would look
contagious
like.
energy,
Yeah,
honestly.
it would be so bad.
But yet, honestly, it never goes wrong.
It's what you
It
look
never-
forward to.
Exactly.
It's what you look forward to in your days.
We find out literally on the way to Nashville. We're about to see our buddy Tex in like 3 hours, and we find out he has a fucking girlfriend.
Yeah, that was tough.
It would be one thing if one of my buddies says he has a girlfriend out of the blue, and she happens to be a Tennessee Southern dime.
The worst part about finding out about the girlfriend, we're getting to Nashville, we're learning this news. It's a bomb. It's like a nuclear bomb
yes.
getting dropped on
Yes.
spring break. And the part that really just killed it for me is like, it was my fucking birthday. I'm just throwing that out there. Like, it was literally like 12 hours away from me and
Right.
my birthday.
And again, just to
And that was
circle back,
planned for it to be in Nashville with
Yeah.
just the homies.
we get there and find out this news, and then we proceed to go out. So Kyle and I, not having the best poker faces when it comes to emotions,
Yes.
we're unhappy.
Yes.
The only thing saving the night at this point is we go to Florida-Georgia line, and the Tennessee bars happen to have the cleanest shitters.
They
in
do
the
have.
United
Oh my
States
God.
of America. The
Oh,
four of
man.
us, because I mean we're driving hours
All day.
and hours. You're
Yeah.
eating fast food. You're drinking.
Yep.
We had to shit our brains
Every
out.
single one of us, I think,
Yeah.
shit in almost every single bar on the main strip. And I at least know I definitely shit in
Yeah.
almost every bar.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
so that
They
went
were
down.
so clean. It
So
was. I think
nice.
it was a Thursday night, but they were all so nice.
And at one point, we're in Florida Georgia Line's bar, and three of us are in there already
Yeah.
being idiots. We're
Yeah.
literally giggling and taking a shit.
Yeah.
And then our fourth buddy walks in. He's like, everybody's in here. We're like, yeah.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Yeah. So that was our first night. And, this gets better. So as we have gotten more and more drunk, again, Kyle's birthday, we started to make some sidebar comments directed towards our friend Tex, not his girlfriend,
Absolutely.
About
Absolutely. Good note. Good
Yeah.
note. Good note.
about this lack of guys trip.
Yeah. It's just that's what had in our brains. That's
Yeah.
what was going on. It
This
was,
was-
the guys'
This was
Nashville
the
trip.
like whole core value of the trip
Yeah.
was a guy's trip.
And the couple with us, I mean, at that point, they were like,
She was
they were-
basically a guy.
they were-
I
yeah.
mean, she was
I mean,
with us all the
yeah.
time. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like she wasn't affecting the vibe.
that part we knew was like that was
Yeah.
perfectly fine. We knew that what we were getting in for with that, and it was perfectly fine because she's there
Yeah.
at those events all the time. She is a
Yeah.
bro at that point.
Exactly. And another side note, rightfully so, like every guy has who they are as themselves and who they are in certain professional settings. I'll put it that way. But then there are guys who, when they date someone, everyone has this friend, they just kind of become a shell of themselves when they're with a particular female. I'll just put it that way.
It's just love.
Yeah.
It's just love.
Yeah. That might not be the term. Anyway,
It's just love.
so this girl who's dating Tex decides to that she has the audacity on our spring break to pull us outside, like me and Kyle, like we're little kids.
Yeah, this was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corner us.
Yeah.
And
At the bar.
start screaming at us in
Yeah.
a public setting
Yeah.
about
yeah.
our immaturity. And frankly, we didn't say anything, but all that was going through my head is all you're telling me is things I already know about myself.
Yeah.
First of all.
True.
And we weren't being obnoxious.
And we were kind of being assholes. I will throw that out there.
but like not to her.
no, just more about just the whole setting and the environment.
enough.
But we were cornered like 9-year-old children, and that was weird. Like I felt, that was not great.
That was,
yeah.
First night was great.
First night was great.
Yeah.
The first night there, I believe it was the night of my birthday. That was
Yeah.
great. We went to like
5 or
8.
6 different
I was
bars.
gonna say like 8.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
we
'Cause it
we
wasn't that
walked
crowded.
the whole strip. It was pretty
Yeah.
dead. I think it was kind of cold, actually. And we got the whole strip. I remember, like, I think that was the first time because we were coming from BG, and, like, and BG drinks are $2, and we, like, getting a cocktail for, like, $18, and we're all just, like, losing our minds that everything is so expensive.
And we're also
first time having to spend real money on something was awful.
And we should put in context also, like, we're used to drinking in, like, our small college town in the Midwest. Drinks aside, just the atmosphere, like, you're walking into bars with, like, trucks and tractors hanging from the ceiling.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the women were a whole other thing to look at.
And, like, because, like, when we were in college, you don't even get a draft at the bar because, like, it's probably not going to be a good draft. And that was completely different what we were walking into in Nashville.
We're drinking liquid gold down
Literally,
here in Nashville,
in $20 liquid gold in Nashville. That was a big change.
Yeah. I came on spring break.
It was a week. It was 1 week,
Split
break. It in both states.
Yeah. In Florida and Tennessee, specifically Nashville and West Palm, I thought I could make about $85 work after I'd paid for gas.
I feel like you might have had, like, maybe $10 more than that. But definitely not over 100, I don't think. Yeah, so there's no way you had over $100 for
Kyle
the whole
and I
week
worked part-time at FedEx. And Kyle had another job as a lifeguard. Yeah. So he had, kind of a two-way income as a college student.
Sure, I don't know.
I'm just putting it in that context.
Two-way income. I was a lifeguard and I worked at FedEx. And big money.
Yeah. Well, FedEx, I'm just putting it in context to understand we worked 3 days a week and would skip work once a week every week because of our sick days.
We had a lot of exams,
So I run out of money after our first night there. And Kyle's like, you know what?
We're like 2 hours in, and Tom is running out of money. He's like, dude, that was my last $5 bill.
Yeah. So we end up at this, the next day we go, it was during the March Madness tournament. So we end up at this bar called Nashville Underground.
Oh.
It's a 4-story bar.
It's phenomenal.
And it's an awesome time.
Great
Literally
bar.
every floor of the bar feels like a different building.
Yeah.
It's that good of an atmosphere. And the top floor, they have a TV on the floor as the dance floor.
Yeah.
And this was actually great. We get these phenomenal Nashville hot chicken sandwiches, which Kyle has started paying for me for everything.
Everything.
And I said, I'd get you back once we move some more boxes.
Once we go back to FedEx and only work for 6 hours in a 2-week period, I'll give you your money back.
But what was great, we were actually, I don't know if anyone will remember this if you're a sports fan, UK's playing Watford?
Yeah.
There's all kinds of UK kids down there because it's pretty close to Lexington. You're in the SEC belt. And we, being the 4 kids from BG, are talking shit.
We're all about it. We're all ready for Kentucky to lose at this point. And it was a close game.
Yeah. Kyle's dad was coming down to meet us that night for dinner because your dad just decided to come down. Right?
Yeah, he was coming for the birthday.
Your dad took us out to eat. At Jimmy Buffett's. And I just got to bring this up because it's hilarious. So I have $13 left in my account. Okay. And
Tom's about to go negative.
Yeah. And Kyle set me up bad. He's like, my dad might pay for you if you're nice.
I was just trying to be honest. Yeah. I wasn't sure which way it was going to go.
It's just funny because I just wanted to bring this up from my perspective. So I'm looking at the menu and I'm like,
oh yeah, $13 is probably like what, a side of fries,
right? So I'm like, okay,
in a water, maybe.
So I'm like, I've just introduced myself to Kyle's dad. I don't know if he likes me or not. I don't know if he's actually going to pay for me. Is there anything on this menu I can get for $13? $12.99 is shrimp something. So I literally
it was probably just like a shrimp basket with fries. Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah, it was just funny because like you guys got like burgers and stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna get the shrimp, and your dad was like, why? And I'm like, I'm broke. I have no money.
It's like your son's been giving me money for 3 days now.
Has your dad been down Nashville before?
Yes, but I think
he knew to go to like all the. Cause we're on the main strip of Nashville, like Main Street, and Kyle's dad knew to go to all the little like hole in the walls off.
Well, my dad's a very hole in the wall guy. He just loves a good hole in the wall, and I don't think he'd been down there for 5 or 6 years. He said it was very different. So that strip was just not for him. So he just kind of he led the way, Yeah. I think honestly what it came down to is he heard live music and he saw blue signs, and that was like all he needed to go into the bar.
But the beer was so much cheaper.
The beer was like what we were used to, which was great.
Yeah.
And they were playing live music that was good. What was the name of the band? The Sombreros?
I'm trying not to make it sound racist.
But I think it was the Sombreros.
It was literally like the Three Amigos or the Sombreros.
I think it was. Yeah, they were great.
The Mexicans.
The Mexicans.
I can't believe I remembered that.
Oh, my God.
They were good as shit,
good.
Though. Yeah.
And they were so good.
But, dude, in Nashville, like,
most hole in the
live,
wall.
Yes.
Hole in the wall bar
dude,
ever.
Like, we thought it was like an
It didn't even
abandoned
look like a
building.
bar.
Yeah, with like this neon blue light, and we're in there, and it's the cheapest beer we had all weekend.
We were there for like 3 hours.
Yeah, and then
He's the only reason my bank account is not negative.
yeah. So, but we had a great. Honestly, hanging out with your dad was probably the best time we had.
Yeah,
in
that was
Nashville
great,
up to
yeah.
point. Yeah.
No.
So, and all of our friends were up at the University of Vandy,
Yeah.
which we knew was
The
close.
college bars.
Yes.
The college
And we were in college at the time. So,
Absolutely.
And we had no clue. Again, we don't know the lay of the land.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
first time in Nashville.
Yeah.
I mean, we had no idea. Honestly, what street we were even on. We were listening to the Mexicans. No idea
Yeah,
what
we
was
had no.
going
We're
on.
totally
Yeah.
lost. So Tech sends us the address of the bar that they're at, and we're ready to roll. But we're not paying.
Literally ready to roll. We are ready to roll.
So the Lime scooters were a newer thing.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
And we had never been on one. So we're trying to get the stupid fucking QR code thing to work. They're
Not
working.
I mean, we're slightly intoxicated.
Yeah. Well, more than slightly.
We're brain dead.
yeah. And ultimately, at the end of it, we decide we're not paying
We're
this
just
money.
doing it.
We're going to manually
Do it.
scooter uphill.
Well, you know, what comes up must
good.
come down. So it's going to work out in the end. That's really the thought process here is it's going to work out. But
And this is a trek. We're going a mile minimum.
at least, yeah.
It might have been 2 or 3
We were
miles.
going because we were like, I believe we were on one of
We're
the side
on the river.
streets closest to the river. Like
Yeah.
we're by the stadium.
Yeah, we're basically coming
And we
from
had
the
to go
Titans
all
Stadium.
the way down Broadway to like past the Gulch, all the way to Vandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kyle grabs, I think he had a Lyft one, I had an Uber one, and
Yeah.
we just start going.
Going.
Well,
Trying to go.
yeah. And again, the build up to this, we're heavily intoxicated.
Yeah.
It's been a long fucking break.
Long break.
For
Long
us.
day that
Yeah.
day, too.
That
We've
day
been
was
drinking all day,
exhausting. Yeah.
watching games in the afternoon, meeting up with the dad. Yeah, it was a
But
day.
you're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, we're coming out of Broadway and we're coming up on the bridge over the expressway.
But there's one thing you're missing with the scooters. So, you know, when we make the decision that we're manually doing this, there's 2 things that happens. First, the wheels themselves kind of lock up. I think now, because they've been around for so many years, they actually do lock up if you don't pay. So we were lucky at this time that they were so
They were
new
still rolling.
that they were still actually rolling. But they were also just literally beeping.
But
like
we
the
should
world's
say-
worst alarm clock
Yes.
just going off at your feet as you are
But
scootering.
that did eventually stop after
Uphill,
like 10
yeah,
minutes.
because we probably killed the battery in the freaking scooter because it was yelling so loud.
But
Nobody,
of course-
everybody else around us is paid for these scooters, and
And
you
we're
just have Tom and I
manually
just scooting
sweating.
up this hill at like 2 miles per hour. We probably could have walked faster than
Yeah.
we were moving up the hill.
But again, at
we
the
were
time,
committed.
It was a logical thing to do.
We were
in our
committed.
heads. So we
Light
get-
at the end of the tunnel.
as we get to the edge of the bridge.
Yeah. We're going downhill a little. We've been
Yeah.
moving for a little bit now. We have reached the better part of the trip, you know?
So we're starting to
And this
giggle.
is when the turn comes.
We're starting to laugh because we're like, you know, like Kyle said,
We're
we've
getting
turned
close.
the corner here.
We're
and,
getting close.
and I'm like finally
Sober.
embracing my spring break. Sobering up. Finally embracing the spring break. Got a nice little breeze in my hair, the hair that I have. And
Yeah. I had a lot of hair at that point.
you
I had
did.
a nice breeze in my hair. Yeah.
and Kyle's about 2 feet in front of me.
Yeah.
And suddenly I'm thrown off my fucking scooter. I didn't even know that it had like another ability to lock up even more than
It's
it
like the
already
brake
was.
finally decided
Yeah.
to just work. You know, after
Yes.
all this time, it was like, yeah, I think I'm going to just stop you now.
So I stumble forward, almost fall into the fucking street. And I'm literally, there's an apartment complex with a
Yeah.
little green area, the bridge, and then like the 20-foot drop down to the highway.
Yeah, there's like some light coming down
Yeah.
on us. It was quite the scene. You know?
Yeah. And I
Just
don't know
gotta
what it
paint
was
the
like.
picture. It was decently
And
warm.
again, we're on the edge of Broadway. Like everybody, there's thousands of people around us.
Absolutely. Everywhere. I
Yeah.
mean, scooters, cars,
Yeah.
people walking. There's literally people everywhere.
But I had lost it.
and Tom just turns into the Hulk out of nowhere.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would say my patience is not always the best. And at that point, I had just
Zero patience.
yeah. And there was other scooters around, so I took
know.
it personally, and I turned around, and I think you saw it because
I did see it. Yeah. The scooter, it got some air under it, you know?
I was so upset that the fucking scooter locked up that
Yeah.
I just walk over, and as I pick it up, I just put it over my head. And
Yeah.
Kyle's screaming, "No, Tom!"
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a
And
bad
I
idea.
Just said, "I'm
Launch
I'm
it.
fucking
Just
doing it."
launch it.
Yeah. So I throw it, and again, just not thinking of the 40-foot drop
No.
below.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
And there could have been people
Well,
down there.
clearly this scooter at this point has disrespected you as a human being.
I mean, it's like the Michael Jordan thing, and I took that personally.
Yeah, exactly. At this, it had crossed a line at this point. Like you had almost fucked up your face that night because this scooter
I
decided
could
to
have been
break.
seriously hurt. Uber,
Yeah, you could have sued
fuckers.
them.
Yeah, I should have.
Instead, you just yeeted the
Instead,
fucking scooter off of a bridge.
I decided to seek vengeance, and that
It's perfectly
fucker
fine.
was thrown, and it shattered.
It tumbled. Yeah, I mean, like it rolled a couple pieces. It was bad,
and I really dodged a bullet.
and it was
because
loud as fuck
was
when it hit
awesome,
the
though.
ground.
It
It
was
was
awesome.
not quiet.
But how lucky that it, hits a tree, lands in like the only green space in Nashville. Didn't
Nothing
hit
else
anyone.
was broken.
No one was
Yeah,
harmed.
no cars, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think there were any cars nearby where you threw it, but
Yeah.
you did just yeet it over a bridge.
And I got to credit Kyle. Like, we don't even take time to process that.
No,
I
we
could've,
just move.
Yeah, killed someone with a scooter.
I think I dropped my scooter at that point, and we just started actually just running.
Yeah.
like
We picked
full
up
on
another set of scooters on the
running.
way out.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that was it. We ended up back on scooters, and it was uphill. Like 90% of the fucking thing was uphill.
yeah, that was bad. But we did finally, actually, I think by the time we made it to the Vandy bars,
The scooters just shut down.
well, but I also think that we only had like 2 drinks and everyone wanted to leave at that point because we took so long to get there. Not our fault. We couldn't work the scooters, you know?
yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
But that part was not great, for sure.
It is hilarious though to look at the scooters now, how like you can't use them between certain hours of the night, and I'm
Yeah.
like, we were part of the cause
Problem,
of that
yeah.
rule, probably.
We're probably why they now have like the auto lock brakes. Why they probably have better
You
batteries
can only
now.
use them till 8 p.m. now.
Yeah. That was
So that was our spring break trip, and we went back to BG after that, and that was I think that covered everything. Did we miss anything?
I don't think we missed anything significant. No, that's gonna be spring break.
Yeah.
What 2019? The first
In a
spring break
nutshell.
trip ever. I think still the only one
It's
I've
the
ever
only one
gone
we've
on.
really ever done.
But that's perfectly fine. You know.
But what we have to say, the great thing that came out of that is now in our mid-20s, we do a quarterly guys trip,
We do.
and it's a true guys trip.
That's true.
Just the boys.
It's
and
lovely.
The stories that are going to come out of that, they've already been great,
Yeah.
and I guess you'll have to come back on to
And
talk about it.
just side note, no other scooters have been broken in the process of these guys trips.
No, we've
it's
done-
only been the one.
It was a moment of weakness,
Yes.
and
And-
again, I blame Uber's manufacturing.
I also think we've never touched a scooter again on a guys trip.
No, I just
Since.
I told myself after that I'd rather walk.
Now we just decide to walk everywhere. So, till next time.
Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure.
Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more, see no more. I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get easier? I'll be up and away up the street and play, but I can't even breathe no more.
Oh, approval.
Yeah, I always do that.
Nice. Can't wait to look at myself. I'm probably gonna look like a fucking idiot. I don't know if I want to look at the camera or not all the time.
No, I try to.
I feel kind of awkward,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
It's your first time.
We're vibing.
First time. Good job.
Thanks, man. I just kind of stare in the distance. You know? Yeah. Okay. We were totally outclassed in this. I mean, absolutely outclassed
If there
in
was
these
like,
hotels.
if you looked like a person completely out of place, the Grand Prix was just the beginning. Like
Yeah.
we're in our Nike sweatpants
Yep.
and flip flops.
I mean, we've been we haven't slept in like 36 hours. In the streets.
we're good.
Hope you can hear me. Do I need to yell?
No, you're good.
Okay,
Kyle,
cool.
welcome to the long-awaited episode of Talks with Tom.
Absolutely. I am happy to be here.
Yeah, let me check our time.
No way, that was 15 again. That was 10. That was 12, I think.
Let me double check. Quick intermission.
Did you drop this?
Is it the screw?
Yeah.